know where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you landed here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
This episode of Chief Concerns is brought to you by BetOnline.AG. Our partners at BetOnline continue to be the #1 source for all your sports betting needs and sports betting info. Find all the latest odds, news, and sports developments, including NBA Summer League, Major League Baseball, the latest fighting news, and even next season's early NFL futures. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code, that's BELIEVE, BLEAV, to get the bonus and get in to the action. Bet online, where the game starts. Looking to help your favorite Chiefs podcast? Well, we're trying to raise money to create merchandise for our online store, as well as be able to have more merch to do giveaways to all of our fans. To any of our YouTubers, if you see down below, you can show your support with the new Super Thanks option. Any amount will go a long way towards helping us launch our online store. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks to all of our followers for your continued support. Enjoy the episode. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Chief Concerns. I'm here with our host, former tight end Jason Dunn. And tonight we got a little bit of a new look where we got special guests and current Chiefs wide receiver Cornell Powell coming on to talk all things Chiefs and how everything's been going with him. So Cornell, thanks for coming on, man. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. We got him in here, man. Wide receiver.
Yes, sir.
Clemson, man. CP, man. What they like calling you, Cornell? What's your nickname? You earned a nickname already out there on the gridiron or what?
I just go by CP. That's something that stuck with me all my life. Yeah. In high school, all the way up until my senior in high school, it was CP3. I wore number 3 like all my life, like youth rec, all that. And then I got to Clemson and I switched to 17. So we dropped the 3 and it's just CP.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll rock with that then, man. That's good. How has your time out in Kansas City been so far, man? You know,
man, it's been a blast, bro. Coming right in and jumping on a championship contender team. The expectation of the team was high, from all the coaches down to the players. Man, everyone in that locker room, you know, they was hungry for a championship, and I feel like we had a great season, but we didn't get the ultimate goal, which is the championship. Nonetheless, I grew a lot. I learned a lot from players, coaches, support staff, everything. So it was fun. It's a blessing to be here and to be in this position that I am in with this talented team, this competitive team, and just an opportunity to grow and learn and elevate my game to the next level.
Good. Well, I'll tell you what, man, and I know you said you've been out there and you've been kind of learning, kind of elevating your game. You know, as a former player, you know, I know sometimes kind of what that means as far as elevating and whatnot. Kind of talk on that a little bit as far as like, you know, let everybody know what you elevating your game, especially like in the NFL, how it's different from college into now the NFL, what you had to do just to make that transition.
Well, first of all, the season's longer. So you're at it for a longer duration, and you just have to learn how to take care of your body. Learning how to be a pro, to be honest, just learning how to practice, learning how to take care of your body, learning how to work out, learning what works best for your body, especially on this level. You know, more so in college, everyone is on the same regimen. Yeah. Like you're hitting the weights crazy hard every day. And here on this level, man, you're doing things that's going to prolong your body, prolong your season, prolong your career, essentially. And so just learning those little things, learning how to practice, learning how to make sure and learn how to get a mental rep as well. You know, some people take that for granted. The mental reps. You're not gonna rep every play. You're not gonna rep every route, but learning mental reps, watching film, just becoming a more complete player, more complete teammate, and you know, just growing.
Yeah. I think it's really an indication, man, of just being a professional, right? It's just being a pro. But that's good. I like what you said that about as far as getting the mental reps. I think a lot of people take it, like you said, they take it for granted, not understanding like you're not getting that rep every time. It's not like you're going to keep running the play back.
No.
So if you're not in there, right?
Yeah.
If you're not in there, you better make sure mentally you are understanding how the route is supposed to be, you know, the concept of what are you trying to run, how you get open, even going against the defender, right? So if you're not taking that rep, you're like, look, I already know, you know, the corner I'm going against, I know what he's good at, what he's not good at. You know, how do I set him up on certain plays and certain routes to get open? But,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's good.
Cornell, what's it been like? Because I know, like last year, you know, we the middle of the season we signed Josh Gordon, and then you kind of been around Josh Gordon, a guy like that who, like, you know, I think you and I are around the same age where like we kind of grew up like watching Josh Gordon, and like, and it was kind of like starstruck. I mean, kind of like being around some of these guys when you grew up, like, you know, watching on TV and stuff, especially when we signed Josh Gordon in the middle of the season last year. And now he's like, you know, your compadre and the receiver, wide receiver.
It's been fun, man. I've learned a lot from him. He's an old head, but he's very knowledgeable. He's been around the block a few times, so he knows what it takes day in and day out. He takes care of his body extremely well. Always in a training room, always doing little stretches, whether it's in between meetings, in meetings, at lunch, when in the bistro and stuff like that. So, you know, just learning little things from him, and then just trying to pick his brain and try to see how he survived in this league for so long. So it's been cool, man.
You know, a guy like that, who, like you said, is an old head, been around the block. I'm sure he could probably talk to you a little bit about being patient, right? Kind of waiting your time, and just, you know, when everything's not working, we want everything right now, right? We want everything to happen. I want to get out there and play right now. But a guy who's, like you said, it was had some adversity from team to team, just understanding how his preparation, right? His mentality of like, okay, wait your turn, time to get in. And it's just kind of like sitting still, right? Sitting still. It's like the quietness of being okay where you're at. But as soon as you get a chance, opportunity, you got to go, right?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like that was one of the biggest things I learned this past year. It's all going to work out. It's all going to play out in your favor. You just have to maximize your reps. Don't count your reps, but maximize your reps. Take advantage of every moment you're on the field, and just go out there and compete and leave it all on the field. And, you know, it'll eventually work itself out. You can't stress about, you know, what you aren't getting or what you don't have right now. You just have to just dominate what you do have, and, you know, it all comes full circle.
Oh, yeah.
And talk about reps. I know, like, this past offseason, it's been kind of wild in the Chiefs world, but, like, you know, the big thing was the Texas workouts, and I'm assuming you were amongst one of the pass catchers who was down there in Texas with Mahomes and all the guys.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun, man. Just being out there, just getting back at it. First of all, it was the first time we got together since the season, so just getting out there. We was in Frisco. No, we weren't. We were in what part of Texas were we? Fort Worth. I'm sorry. We was in Fort Worth, down there at Apex. Just being with the guys, man, it was really cool. This is my first off season, so to experience that, you know, just going out there, throwing and catching, and just getting better. You know, we got a new group as well, so just getting everybody together, getting on one accord, and just learning, you know. So it was pretty dope.
Let me ask you about that. So, you know, like you said, being down there with those guys and developing that camaraderie. Okay. And also, too, it's also seeing the competition, right? That's on the team to make you better. Tell me some of the things that y'all did, man, as far as like just bringing the group together, as far as like whether it was just going out to eat even more and just having, you know, like communication. Like, just give me like a little wealth of knowledge as far as like what that really meant to you, and what all did y'all do to make a much tighter group?
It really wasn't like nothing extravagant, man. We just went out there, we balled out, we worked out in the morning, and then we got on the field a little later in the afternoon. Some days we went to go eat together and stuff like that. Pat put us onto this crazy good barbecue spot out there.
Oh, okay.
But you know, it's just being around each other. You know how the locker room is, just being around each other and just filling each other out, getting to know each other. That was my first time meeting JuJu. That was my first time meeting Rojo. That was my first time meeting Marquez. So, you know, it was cool to meet those guys. These guys are vets. These guys are pros. They've been in the league, and they just come out there. They get our work done. You know, it's just not any playing around, funny business, anything like that. You know, we out there with a purpose, and that's to get better and ultimately become a great offense and eventually a championship team.
Good.
One of the things that Mahomes said in I think it was either press conference or an ESPN article, he had talked about how being down there and Coach Reed allowing him in the pass catches to kind of be together during that portion of your workouts, your offseason workouts. He said he got to, it was cool to be able to be in your the receiver meetings with you guys and also be able to kind of tell you how he sees routes from a receiver standpoint. How important is that to kind of know what a quarterback's looking for how he sees a route?
Oh man, I feel like that's extremely vital to our job. Just being able to hear his point of view and see and know what he likes, how he wants to run it, the defenses that he sees, the coverages that he sees, and it gives us a better vision, a better visual of, you know, how to get open and how he expects us to come out of the break, how he expects us to come out of the route, how he expects us to attack a defense's leverage, a defender's leverage. So, you know, it just helps our game grow. And then once we get on that one accord, that one page, I feel like it's going to be unstoppable.
That's good. Now, I was going to say, man, I mean, it definitely is vital to the team. Like you said, I mean, when you have the guy that's throwing the ball to you, and like you said, the expectations of saying, you know, if you're running, you know, a 9 route, or you're running a corner, if you're running, you know, a comeback, whatever it is, you know, the depth of the route is so, like you said, it's so important to know. And especially if he's thinking like, listen, if you got a guy on your hip, this is where I'm going to throw the ball to you, right? So I got to have it high, I got to have it low. I might put a touch on the ball, however it may be, but sometimes you always get, and I think right now what we're starting to see, at least for you, is this ball could come out of anywhere, right? With Pat, right? I mean, I think people don't really understand like how difficult that is and the greatness of actually seeing something like that. But you talk about that a little bit, man. What do you think?
Oh man, first of all, it just shows you that, like, you know, every route, everyone's liable to get the ball. So you don't think, okay, I'm on the backside of this concept. You know, I can take this play out. No, not with him, because he'd throw it to you without looking. He'd throw it to you sidearm, all these crazy arm angles. You know, you just got to be able to run and be in alignment with him. You know, he rolls out. You know when to go deep or come back to it. But always being ready, always just being having your head on the swivel at the end of the day and expecting the ball each and every play.
Right. So I don't know if you know this or not. Okay, I'm gonna brag on my host right here, Marcus. Okay. So Marcus just put out this video. All right. So Marcus, man, has been slicing guys up apparently in this flag football league that he had over in DC. All right. Now, look, you get a chance to check it out. Marcus, you got to send some video to him. Well, Marcus, he got a little bit of that Mahomes in him too, man. He's coming underneath with a little throw, no look passes, all of that.
I need the link, man. I need the link for sure.
I'll send it. I didn't think you were going to say anything about that, man. You're embarrassing me over here.
Oh man.
Yeah. But he's nice with it though. He's nice with it. Yeah, for sure.
I need the link, man. I'm ready to see it.
Yeah.
Right. Whenever you guys, I told JD this, but Cornell, whenever you come to DC, springtime or summertime, we'd love to have a ringer on our squad for our flag football team. So
all right, we can work something out.
If Veach will allow it, then you're by all means, you're open invitation.
All right.
That will never happen. Believe me. Yeah. Tell you right now, no. Hey, listen, I know them guys out there, you know, going to be playing dirty. I'm sure there's a couple of cheap shot artists, you know, that you know, he's probably got on the full gear, and you know what I'm saying, he comes out, you know, he's got the whole garb on, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
It gets dirty, man, in DC, man. I'm telling you. It does. It does. But Cornell, with this offseason, you know, kind of the whole storyline of the Chiefs this offseason, the change that's kind of gone on, specifically in the wide receiver room. So I guess everyone has kind of a story where, like, you know, when a certain thing happens in your favorite sports franchises, you know, like where you were that day when this so-and-so happened, right? So I guess my question is, I think everyone in Chiefs Kingdom knows where they were, what they were doing when they first got the tweet that Tyreek Hill's headed out the door to Miami or the New York Jets. What was your initial reaction when you first heard about Tyreek Hill getting possibly shipped out to New York or Miami?
Oh man, I would say this. As a wide receiver, I was happy for him. He got compensated for his talent. He got compensated for the hard work that he's been putting in over the past couple of years. And so first and foremost, I was very excited for him. I love to see our guys get paid for what they deserve. As his teammate, as a Chiefs wide receiver, as his teammate, I was definitely sad to see him go, man. He was so big and so many wins that we had. He was so big in the locker room. He was so big in our room, specifically just being a leader for us and always being the example. So it was definitely sad to see him go. Now, as a receiver of the Kansas City Chiefs this up and coming year, I'm excited. I got a lot of opportunity. We didn't start from scratch, but the expectation is still the same in the room. And it's an opportunity for me to step up. It's an opportunity for me to, showcase my talent. And so I had 3 different emotions on that day, but all in all, he was definitely a leader for me. I learned a lot from him this past year, on and off the field. So definitely sad to see him go, but moving forward, I'm ready to step up, take on a new role and become a key part in the offense.
Good. That's good. So, man, let me ask you this. Okay. And I know wide receivers are the prima donnas of the football team, right? I mean, that's you got the reputation, man. It is what it is, right?
That's a myth. That's a myth.
Well, you know what? And all wide receivers I know always say that. Like, oh, man, that ain't true. But, yeah. But I will say this. So with you, all the guys that got on the roster, wide receiver right now, okay? And I know that you're very, positive about your talent and whatnot. And I think, really in conversations, your name needs to be mentioned a little bit more. And sometimes, if it's like this, it's mentioned a whole lot, there's high expectations. It might not be mentioned enough. It's like low expectations, but it's like, here I'm coming, right? Like, look, hey, you don't have to mention me right now. But I tell you what, when I come out there on the football field, everybody's going to see what I want to do. So kind of give me like your mindset right now, how you going into the season, this training camp, and what you think this year's going to be for you.
I understand that the team I'm on, and I understand the pieces that are around me. And at the end of the day, I know my talent level and I know my abilities, and I really could care less about the social media posts, how many times I come across the Chiefs page. Man, I'm working, man, each and every day. I'm trying to be the best version of myself by perfecting my craft on the field at the wide receiver position. And that's all that really matters to me. And when training camp comes, I'm gonna give it my all, and I'm gonna lay it all on the line. And the work gonna show for itself. So you ain't always got to talk about it. You ain't got to record every workout, and so that's all I'm really worried about is training camp.
It's good. That's good. Beautiful answer, man. That's exactly how it should be. Do you feel like that the year that you was on the practice squad, it helped you out a whole lot?
It definitely did. It gave me a new set of lenses. Just seeing it differently, and it also allowed me to grow. I didn't take the year for granted. I was definitely bummed about it, but I learned the whole entire playbook. I learned all 3 positions. I learned a different role in special teams, and I just evolved as a player, as a teammate, and I'm ready to year 2 coming, and I'm ready for it. So
good, excellent.
You mentioned the playbook, and this is something that a lot of fans who've never played football before and they think they know it all. How, you don't have to tell me obviously the specifics of the playbook, but how complex is this playbook? Because everyone's like, oh man, like he should learn the playbook. Like last year, it was the whole, Josh Gordon when he played, everyone's like, oh, he can't learn the playbook. Like that's why he's not getting the reps. Oh man, this guy needs to go. He doesn't know the playbook. It's like, well, comes in the middle of the season, doesn't really know a playbook. That's probably one of the more complex playbooks, I'm assuming. But how complex is the Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy playbook?
We do a lot of different things out of a lot of different formations, and I don't want to get too deep into it, but it's a high-powered offense, and we expect to score every play, and I'm just leave it at that.
That's all you need to know.
Well, I tell you what, and you can nod your head on this, but I kind of seeing because I've been involved in a few offenses, West Coast, Air Coryell, kind of like that. Is it more concepts, kind of more concepts, and also too, it's not necessarily timing routes, but it's almost like I call it like this. I'm gonna name it like the little man offense, kind of getting open, finding the window, getting open, and like sitting and knowing, where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be there, right? And it's like if everybody knows their role, and as you know, look, the worst thing you possibly do as a receiver is be in the same area as another receiver, right? I mean, it blows up the entire play in itself. But would you say that is like a little bit more kind of concepts, kind of getting open, finding the window in a hole?
I think it's a combination of all of that, and that's what makes the offense look great. Okay,
good.
Yeah, which makes it so complex too.
Yeah.
So this is one thing that obviously you're a Clemson guy, and this past draft, our undrafted class, we ended up getting Justyn Ross, one of the biggest names in the receiver class, but through injury and other things that he had going on, he fell to an undrafted player, and a lot of people thought that was, a mistake that the Chiefs were able to get Justyn Ross. And I guess that was your teammate in college. So I guess my question is, what can we expect to see out of Justyn Ross? Like, there's the question marks. So is he healthy? I mean, is he 100% go? I mean, but like, kind of talk to me about Justyn Ross and like what you know of him from college to now.
I would just say I'm glad he's on our team, and sorry to everyone who passed on him for whatever reason it was, but I'm so glad he's on our team. And I know I've seen him live in action in practice and on game days at Clemson, and I know what he's capable of. I know his talent level. He's probably one of the most natural route running space creators, ball skills. He played basketball, so he got great hops, great hand-eye coordination. So it's going to be scary when his time comes for sure. So just be on the lookout.
Okay. Pleasant surprise, man. Like you said, a lot of people passed on him, and I guess that's what it was. They was worried about his, the medical part of it. But like this, hey, man, look, if a guy can play, he can play, right?
And that's all that matters.
It's all that matters. It's all that matters. If you get out there on the field and he can show what he can do, you need a guy like that.
Yep.
How do you feel as far as like, having a former teammate, right there with you, man? I mean, how does that feel, bro? I mean, seriously.
I mean, it feels good, just someone who I'm comfortable with, who knows me and I know them. And, I'm going to try to help him as much as I can and whenever it's needed. And, he knows that I'm someone he can always come to on and off the field. We kicked it a couple of times already while he was out here. So, it's good to have a brother.
Yeah, it's important, man. So you take him to some good barbecue spots in KC, man? Or
I'm still looking for some good barbecue spots.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Man, so anybody hit you onto a few places out there? Not yet? I mean, what do you think, man?
I get this question all the time, and I don't really know. I've found a way to really explain it. So I'm from North Carolina, and our barbecue is vinegar based or whatever. I think it's the best. And so I compare it like this. You've been to great steak restaurants or whatever.
Yes.
You had a great steak, right?
Right.
You had a great steak. You didn't need nothing on it, like no sauce, A1, nothing. You know what I mean?
Nothing. That's right.
And it goes crazy.
Yeah.
When it's not a good steak, you add a little sauce, some truffle butter or whatever to get it over the hump to eat it.
Sure.
And that's how I feel about Kansas City barbecue. It's more sauce based here, which is not really barbecue. Like I was literally eating barbecue one time and I was just like it didn't taste that good. And my homeboy was like, bro, you got the wrong sauce. I'm like, no, I didn't come here for the sauce. I came here for the barbecue. And so like that's why I compare it to a great steak doesn't need sauce, great barbecue doesn't need sauce. And where I'm from, it's just barbecue. You don't have sauce. So you know, so it's been a transition, man. I'm still growing on me.
I got you. No, that's good. That's good. Because everything you said is absolutely 100% true. 100% true. And if somebody's got to just put their barbecue and just drain it with sauce, a joker can't be that good, right?
It can't be. It can't
be that good. Right. So I don't know, man. You know what? I'm sure in the comments,
I feel like I changed your perspective, though.
Huh?
I feel like I changed your perspective.
I did. So listen. All right. So I'll tell you this. I'm gonna tell you mine. So I'm from Kentucky. Okay. We've been barbecuing for the past 40 years, like catering and whatnot, right? Mm-hmm. And one thing we do bad, man, we brisket, and we do like chicken, some pork. Bad boys at it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so I know sometimes when people say barbecue, they always put you on kind of like the commercialized places to go, right? I don't want to do that. There was a spot, okay? I was coming back from Kentucky one time, and it was a hole in the wall. I can't find this place again. Mm. I pulled off on the side of the road, you know, and I got some. Man, I bought 2 slabs. I'm like, yo, I called home. I was like, listen, y'all have to try this barbecue. I got to bring some of this home with me. Yeah. And I packed it up and brought it to the crib, man, but I cannot find this place again, man. I swear, I don't know where it's at, but I agree with you 100%, man, as far as like, if you real saucy on stuff and just talk, I don't want that barbecue. I want the one that I'm able to taste the meat seasoned up good, you know. Yeah. And I've had North Carolina barbecue, so I know what you're talking about. It's good stuff.
The ribs and burnt ends, though, they were great here. But the barbecue, like the pulled pork barbecue or whatever, that's where it lost me.
Right. They got a couple good spots, man. You know, what's that? The Q39 is pretty good. They do a good job. You've had that. It's really tasty.
I had the burnt end burger from that. That joint was crazy.
Yeah. So they ready. Mm-hmm. You been to LC's yet?
No.
Okay, LC's, you got to try that. It's good stuff.
I need a list of places to just check off as I go, bro.
Okay. Matter of fact, we're gonna put you on a scavenger hunt of like barbecue spots.
That's what I need.
All right, for sure, man. Because I think, you know, everybody, like, this is the same question. Barbecue spots, like, where do you go? And they send you all the commercial spots. Go to here, go to. I'm like, that ain't real barbecue. Yeah. I don't want to see that. You know?
Yeah, I feel that.
But during the season, though, you don't eat barbecue during the season. Though. I mean, you kind of got to watch what you eat. I mean, I feel like barbecue just kind of, you know.
No, I mean, it don't really affect me that much. You know? Yeah, I got a metabolism.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you can't eat every day, but I know you're gonna.
Not every day.
Yeah. Right. Every once in a while, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm sure they probably giving y'all some at you know, maybe at different events sometimes, like, hey man, we got a little barbecue, bring somebody in. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's always the featured option, item on the menu for sure.
Mm-hmm. This is something that we wanted to kind of mention, that your website, CornellPowell.com. I remember last year when we drafted you, like 2 weeks after the draft, I was looking through your stuff online, and I saw CornellPowell.com. Dude, your merchandise, it's not, this isn't just a plug. No, seriously, your merchandise. I ended up getting the one of the shirts that has the your logo like right here on the right chest. So everyone, our viewers, should definitely go look at CornellPowell.com. But one of the things that kind of stands out to me on your website, and this is something people, you can explain your backstory here, but you have a portion of the site with that's allotted to breast cancer awareness, and last year your for your cause, your cleats, yours was a breast cancer awareness was your thing that you went with. So I'm just kind of curious that for people who don't know your story, can you kind of talk about your connection to breast cancer awareness?
Yeah. So my grandmother on my mom's side, she has breast cancer, and she beat it, came back, she beat it again. So, you know, she's blessed, definitely a survivor, a fighter, a very strong woman. And then when I entered high school at J.H. Rose, I encountered this woman named Elizabeth Upton, and she's probably the sweetest lady you'll ever meet. She would do any and everything for anyone who she ever talked to or whatever. You can ask anyone who ever went to Rose during the years that she worked there. Probably the nicest woman I've ever met. And so she got me through a lot. She got me through, school problems, relationship problems, athletic problems, teachers problems, family problems, whatever. She was always there for me. And she beat breast cancer, and it came back as I was leaving my senior year. And it came back more aggressively. And I don't think she got chemo. And, my freshman year of college, she passed. And we ended up having a game on that weekend, so I couldn't even come back to the funeral. But every year since I've been in college, my freshman year, every breast cancer game, I've always dedicated those games to those two women in my life, So I've been a big advocate for it. I did the events at Clemson, the women's clinic at Clemson and stuff like that. It's going to be a part of my foundation, a part of my life for the rest of my life, ensuring that women, they jump on it early and make sure they go to get mammograms yearly. If they feel something irregular in their breast, just going to get it checked out, because I don't want anyone or any family to go through that, losing someone so special to them. So,
yeah, wow, that's a wonderful cause, man. God bless your grandmother too, man, and it was Elizabeth Upton. So we can tell, man, how you feel about her. And that's a wonderful thing, man. To continue the legacy of just kind of getting the information out there. We've in my family kind of dealing with some things now. My sister is going through chemo. And so it's one of those things, man, it's a hard battle. Cancer is just one of those things, man. It can really destroy people, and support everything, man, that you're doing with it. You know what I'm saying? If there's anything we can do to get things out there, man, we will, but continue that great cause, brother. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure, I think most people have had some kind of, with breast cancer, everyone's kind of has some kind of connection with that cancer in some way. My best friend's mom, who's my second mom, she passed away from breast cancer about a couple of years back. So I thank you for using your platform to, try and bring awareness to that, man. So
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And that, again, that's CornellPowell.com. Check it out. Lots of good stuff, merchandise, and
new merch is on the way. Also, the Powell Project has been doing great things. We just hosted our first youth camp. We're gonna try to get a back to school book bag drive in August. So stay tuned, but definitely tap in.
Awesome.
It's called the Powell Project.
The Powell Project.
Okay, cool. All right. Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep our viewers and our listeners in tune for that as more information comes out about the backpack drive and all that.
Yeah. So let me ask you about that, man. With the camp that you did. So, man, how was the kids how'd they respond to you, man, when you coming out there? Was you getting it mixing up with them or what, man?
Yeah, I got into it with a couple, because I'm a competitor. I don't care what you got to get it,
right?
But it was definitely fun. It was amazing, man. It was better than I expected. My city is just so amazing, supporting me and my foundation. They came out, they showed out. We had over 100 kids. I had a lot of local sponsorships. Parker's Barbecue sponsored the meal after the camp, and then I was able to give a athletic Bible from FCA to every camper who came. So that was really big. And then we had a training mask come. They shipped out a package there, so we was able to give out prizes and stuff like that. So it was amazing, bro, just to see my whole city come together, and we just had fun. We had a ball, man. It was from ages 6 to 14, so we had some little ones out there. I had a female baller out there.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
It was dope, bro. It was really dope.
Good. Well, I know they enjoyed it, man. Like you said, 6 to 18, man. I know it's, them little kids too, man. The way they run around and just so passionate, excited, man. They just ball of energy.
Wide open. Wide open. It's fun though. It was fun seeing him though.
Yeah. Man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Well, Cornell, we want to thank you for coming on, man. We'd love to have you on again at some point. I know the season's going to be coming soon, so I know that you're going to have a hard time to schedule in a podcast episode, but we'd love to have you on again, man. And we want to wish you good luck as we count down training camp, man. Looking forward to it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I was going to tell you, man, hey, look, I'll say my piece, man. Look, hey, go out there and compete. You know what it's about, right? It's the NFL. And so the thing is, like you said, every rep that you take, mental rep that you take, you make sure you store that thing and use it for every little bit that it is, right? Because this thing goes fast. And, you know, it seems like you've got the right mentality and mindset, man. And I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to the competition, brother. I'll be watching you out there in training camp just to see what you're doing, all right? So if I get out there, I know they're going to have an alumni weekend or day for us to come out. So I come out there, I'm going to holler at you. I'm like, yo, hey, man, make sure you get it. Let's go now. Come on. So,
for sure.
All right, yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, so put it out there, man. All right, keep that good work up, man. Stay healthy during the whole time, man, and just have fun. Have fun doing it, man, with your boys and stuff, all right?
Gotcha, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck, Cornell, buddy. Good luck.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, appreciate it.
Well, JD, that was having our first ever current active Chiefs player talking to a former Chiefs player. I thought that was a really cool concept for this episode. It was cool to have Cornell Powell on. Really awesome guy to talk to. Really open book about everything. JD, what were your thoughts on Cornell?
Yeah, man. I mean, shoot, neat guy, man. Good brother. You could just tell he's just a solid person, solid guy all the way around. And so I like a lot of the stuff he's doing with the foundation for the breast cancer awareness, for the Powell Project. I want to check out his merch. I don't know anything about it, so I'm gonna start checking it out, man. See what he's got. I might go ahead and cop me a little bit, see what I can fit. I hope he makes it in big sizes, big boy size. So we'll see. But other than that, man, have fun with it. Have fun. He like I said, he has some really good answers. Just chopping it up with, man, a good dude. So I'm excited, man, because I think he's going to bring a lot to the table this training camp. A lot of people are going to be surprised. Everybody's been talking about how many wide receivers are we going to keep, right? How many we're going to keep? How many guys are going to be able to make it? Mm-hmm. And so he said something very interesting as far as like learning another part of like special teams. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's going to be the thing that brings people over the top to make that the roster. It really is. And so I think I see somebody say something about maybe 40% of the guys that played special teams for the Chiefs are gone, or is it maybe even a bigger number? But I mean, that's a crazy number of guys. So, guys need to be a part of special teams, to make a difference. Mm-hmm. And that's where you're going to do it, man. If you're on the cusp of being on a roster or practice squad or getting cut, that special teams, man, is so important. Yeah. And you got to make sure you play your butt off when you get into special teams. But he looked like a guy, man. He like I said, mentally, man, I think he's all the way there and he's ready to compete, man. I like it. So I like the excitement and passion he had in his voice about everything. So, yeah.
100%. And I love the question where you asked, talking about like, people may not be mentioning you, like you're not the name that comes up and like, right. It's great question. And I love that his answer is like, I don't need people to be recording me and videos being shown of me to show that I'm doing work. I'm doing work. You're not seeing it, and you'll see it in training camp and preseason. And then when I make the 53-man roster, that's what he's hoping and what he's meaning essentially, that you'll see my work, my body of work, what I did this past offseason and stuff. So
right.
I think, I mean, that answer is, and you said it was an amazing answer. It was a great answer.
Brilliant. Yeah, I mean, that's what I want to hear. That's what I hear, a guy not just say, hey, I'm going to beat now. He's like, listen, I don't need to have all of that. I'm just letting you know the time comes, you're going to see me. I'm going to be working hard at it. So I like it. I love it.
Yeah. No, incredible guy. And again, CornellPowell.com to get merch and learn more about Cornell Powell and all the things he's getting into in the community. And that's another thing too. It's like, a young guy, practice squad, but he's using his, and that's the thing, his practice squad right now in the NFL, but still he's using the clout that he has and the platform that he has right now for good things. And it's like, so many times a young guy come in the league and like maybe, I don't have a name for I'm not going to do anything for myself. I'm not going to do anything for the community because I'm trying to get me first. He's using what he has now for the platform that he has and to promote good positivity, which is I think it's an amazing thing.
Oh yeah, no, that's intelligent. That's how it's supposed to be done. To be honest with you, like you said, I mean, he don't know how long he's going to be here, but he has this name. He's over here, and then people's got a lot of support for him. Where he's from, was it Greenville, North Carolina?
Greenville, North Carolina. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, man, that's good. And so they've been rallying around him, but it's like, look, I got work to do. Let me go ahead and get work done. And so yeah, that's a beautiful thing, man. It's professional. You want to think, professional way. So.
Now I'm ready for all these guys to make the team, but at the end of the day, only 53 men make it. But I'm a Cornell Powell fan. I hope he makes the team. I'm a little biased now that we had him on the show.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. Hey, shoot, he's got a chance. He got a shot. So,
yeah, and that's the beauty. Not beauty, but like we talk about. We asked him a Tyreek Hill question. He said, that it opens up an opportunity for the rest of the receiver group and stuff. It sucks to see him go as a team, but as a teammate, but in 2022, it kind of opens up things for the new season, the new year, the new roster and everything. So that's an opportunity.
New opportunity. And right now, this is probably the best time because you got a lot of new guys on the team. You got guys who are trying to still make the squad. And so is there guys head and shoulders over him? Maybe, but he's right there in the mix where he's just like, no, I'm relevant. I'm relevant in this conversation. So don't forget about me. Yeah. So man, I'm like you said, I'm a Cornell Powell fan, right? He was kind of the guy who was on practice squad last year, kind of worried about what he was going to do, how he was going to be. After talking to the brother, man, I think, I'm be looking out for him. All right. Yeah. So I hope he makes it.
Yeah. And whether it's in Kansas City or anywhere, I mean, the NFL is, whether it's here or there, he has a good head on his shoulders, and I think he'll make it, whether it's in Kansas City or anywhere else. I hope it's in Kansas City, but I think he'll be just fine.
Yeah, no, he's an NFL player, no doubt about it. No question about it. So, hopefully it's here in Kansas City. But if it's not here, but he's an NFL player, no doubt about it.
Yeah. And possibly playing with my flag team next spring and summer if he comes to DC.
No, Marcus. No, they're not going to. Hey, that'd be like the worst thing. If something happened and he actually came out there, oh my goodness. Could you imagine that? Like, what happened to you? Like, I was playing flag football. You was out there with Cobra Kai, Marcus, and them guys? Like, oh, my. It'd be good for him to come up and watch, though, man. So I don't know. He might come out there and catch a pass from me. He might need. Hey, he's been catching from Mahomes. Now he needs to get like Mahomes 2.0, Mahomes dash, combo. That's what he need to get.
They're calling it Dastrick Mahomes.
Dastrick Mahomes. I love it.
Oh man. Yeah, and if you haven't seen it, JD's talking about I'm not bragging on myself. JD's bragging about my highlights that he saw. And any viewer wants to see it, you can comment below and I'll post as another video on the channel. So, but before we go, there's really not much Chief news, but the one big thing that is really going on right now is July 15th is the deadline for Orlando Brown Jr. and the Kansas City Chiefs to come to a deal for extension. Otherwise, he's going to be tagged, and it'd be for another year. And we can tag him again next year, so that's the thing. But the two sides are very far apart on any deal. Last time we talked about this, apparently it was close to happening. It's not anywhere close to happening. We thought that the rookie agent was going to sign a deal fast. That ain't happening. He wants to be paid. He wants to reset the market, the left tackle market, and be paid as the top left tackle. Chiefs are apparently looking at more top 5 money. We've heard that before with the Tyreek Hill situation. They're looking at more top 5 money. Apparently, they're giving him money that would be the highest paid right tackle money, and that's just not what Orlando Brown's team wants. So what are your thoughts on this back and forth, JD, on the deal to sign Orlando Brown Jr.?
What my thought on it is, I thought would be closer than what it is now. But negotiation wise, I think he has a lot of negotiation capital. For the simple fact, look, you need a left tackle who's going to protect the best quarterback in football, one of the highest paid quarterbacks in football, in Patrick Mahomes. Not to mention also too, you was a Pro Bowl left tackle after playing there your first year. I mean, you're 25 years old, you're a young tackle. And so he's got, a lot of negotiation, room to work. He really does, as far as like, hey man, look, this thing right here is going to work out for the Chiefs. If y'all go ahead and sign me, get this thing done, invest in me now. That way you don't have to wait to, next year and keep next year trying to get somebody else in here. Right. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. So training camp comes the 15th and he's a no-show, or does he sign, the franchise tag? I don't know. That's all a possibility. The question is, if he signs it, will there be sour grapes? Right?
Yeah.
That's but also too, man, it's business. It's like, look, here's the business, and this is what we want to do. So you wait and sign a guy later, or you think about getting another guy and another 10, another. You don't want to keep doing that. I mean, as a player, you don't want to keep signing the franchise tag. No, listen. I want to be paid. Okay. Somebody pay me. And so Veach and them guys, man, they got a monster on their hands to handle. I'm just telling you, it's just what it is on the 15th, man. It's like you want somebody up here to get Patrick to protect him. And man, you gotta, this is what they want. So I don't know. I don't know, man. This is it.
You want me making that decision, do you?
I'm making the decision. It's just how these things work. So I just hopefully it gets done. Hopefully they're not as far apart as everybody's saying. And now you hear, it's always camps are always so far apart. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Shoot. Maybe he's asking for just, something that they were just like, you know what? Let's pull the trigger. We got you, right? That's what I'm hoping for. And if not, then
and that's the thing too, because the reports are saying, despite Veach being a huge fan of his, there is like he does not want to pay him that top number one reset the market money for that left tackle. But I have two things that I kind of agree with a lot. A lot of the Chiefs Kingdom always complains about stuff online. I always make fun of it. There's some things that I do see valid points here. So one of the points is Tyreek Hill wanted massive amounts of money. We said no to him. We gave him top 5 money. He said he didn't want to take that deal. We shipped him out. Okay. Yeah. So obviously we were saving that money for something. We thought that was going to be saved for left tackle, maybe Orlando Brown, who's going to be a free agent. And so that's not happening. It's the same. Really, you can just replace Tyreek Hill and Orlando Brown's name. It's the same situation. We don't want to pay him top 5. We want to pay him top 5 money. We don't want to pay him top money. So that's one thing. And then the other aspect is it's like, I mean, what are if we don't pay him because we want to reset the market this year? Let's say we tag him, he signs it to the franchise tag. We wait till next year. We don't pay him. Somebody else resets the market. He still wants to be a top tackle. Aren't we kind of digging ourselves a hole again where we're not kind of where we could have signed Tyreek Hill last year maybe and gave him a little more money, but we wouldn't have seen Devontae Adams' deal. But we're going to go to next year and we're going to not pay him. Somebody else, another left tackle gets highest paid money. Then we have to eclipse that guy's left tackle salary. So by waiting, are we kind of going to hurt ourselves by waiting if we want to play that game?
I mean, you're going to hurt yourself. You just put yourself in a tighter spot. It really is. I mean, because they're all sending this on him if he wants to sign the tender or the franchise tag, or he sits out for the entire year, right? I mean, that's pretty much where you're kind of at. The difference between this and the Tyreek Hill situation was, well, with Tyreek, you had the draft, right? And so you was able to get, picks for Tyreek. And so it was kind of like, hey, we can work and get somebody in the draft, for Tyreek. It's not going to be Tyreek, but we can at least get a couple of receivers here if we needed them. First rounders and second rounder, which we did. We got guys. And so that's the biggest difference is the timing of everything right now, where everything is. And this is so important to protect Patrick. Mm-hmm. So I guess everybody like, hey, we don't want to pay him the money. But look, like you said, if we don't pay him the money now, then he holds out or he signs the tender. Hopefully that's what he'll do if it don't get done. And then, wait for the whole entire season to see how everything works. But I don't know, man. You know what it is? And I think part of it is, you get these, Pro Football Focus and all these other places that, kind of rate him at this and rate him at that and stuff like that. And the reality is, man, he's a Pro Bowl tackle. He's a young guy. You sign him into a deal that's as long as Patrick's going to be here. Mm. So you pay now or you pay later. What's it going to be? Pay now or pay later, or just, walk away from the entire thing and then try to do like you did, I don't know, Tyreek maybe. I don't know. But
if you're
tight spot, man.
Yeah, I mean, if your plan is to pay him, right? If Veach knows it's his guy and he's planning to pay him now, let's not wait, because like you said, you don't want sour grapes going into the season, especially if he does want to potentially hold out. And it's like, okay, well, and Mahomes and him are very close, so I'm sure Mahomes is talking to Veach like, dude, like, you got rid of Tyreek, let's pay this guy. Let's pay one of these guys. So like,
yeah.
That's there, but you're right. The rankings and all that stuff. The people who the PFFs of the world. I think I saw Doug Farrar. He wrote earlier saying, he goes, I'm all about NFL players getting paid. But I'm doing a top 10, the top 10 lists. Of course, everyone's got a top 10 list. But he said he was doing a top 10 list on stats and analytics and all that. And he didn't have Orlando Brown in the top 10. He had him as an honorable mention. So he's like, I do kind of see where the Chiefs are going with this, where they don't want to pay him number one money.
Right.
But that was why we even got Orlando Brown, because he wanted out of Baltimore, because they put him at right. They wanted to put him back at right tackle, and they didn't want to pay him left tackle money. So that's
we knew what we was looking at. The thing is, over the course of the season, he started getting better, and I started seeing some things also during our season that he was working on his agility. He was working on maybe some of his strength. He was working on these things to become a better left tackle. Yep. And so, a guy who's 25 years old. Definitely has, the landscape to do that, to grow and to, fortify himself into like one of the best left tackles in the league. That's, reality is a lot of those guys, these guys don't grow on trees. Mm-mm. They don't. Left tackles don't grow on trees, and you don't know what you're going to get. You know what you got right now. You got a Pro Bowl tackle, left tackle. And so it's getting better. Yes. Is he worth the money? Probably. Because if you're not, and let's say he makes you pro again, he's going to hit you over the head. He's going to hit you over the head again with it. And as a matter of fact, I'll make you pay then. I'm like, look, you don't want to pay me then? Guess what? Now the market, I'm going to really set the market this time. Okay. So I don't know. It's how business works in the NFL. But it just puts you in a precarious position because of the timing of everything before training camp. And this is where we are. And look, hey, we're looking at some monsters on defense. On the outside, we're looking at some monsters, the defensive end, outside linebackers this year, especially in our division. So, shoot, I know everything's coming in, a consideration, man. But, hey, man, look, I don't know.
And then also to that, I read right before we came on the show tonight that the Raiders and the Browns are interested in getting Sue, not become Sue. So and the Raiders already got they got what's his name? My gosh, Chandler Jones, and Chandler Jones,
right?
Chandler Jones Crosby, and then you get Sue to put him in the middle. It's like, okay, well.
I don't know. The stack, man. They know what they're up against, right?
Yeah.
And they know Arrowhead is a place to come through, the guys to beat, and we get the firepower to beat those guys on this side to beat Kansas City. Mm-hmm. Sure, they feel like they have a better chance and opportunity, So
I say pay the guy. Let's get this done with. I want one. We talk about the only really hole we have is having one more edge guy just to have in the rotation, but we don't do that. And we're hoping that happens too, but we don't do that. And then we let this Orlando Brown thing go into training camp. Say, okay, now we have two different kind of holes and deficiencies that we're kind of dealing with. So I hope they get that done for Patrick's sake and our team's sake.
Hey, man, look, if we want him, go ahead and sign him. Go ahead and do it. Young guy, he's good. And they always talk about, paying the money to guys and then not really showing up and not doing it. Well, I don't know if it'll be the case with this, especially he's done had 3 Pro Bowls already.
Yeah.
So,
and he's 25 too. So
he's 25.
Yeah. It's I think it's a no risk signing. I get like, oh yeah, he's not top 10, but okay, well this is a second year playing left tackle and he's made the Pro Bowl. Okay, so like, what more evidence do you need? Yeah, he's not Trent Williams just yet. Because I think everyone's comparing him to Trent Williams. Like, yeah, Trent Williams is 30, 31, 32. 7 years. It's a 7-year age gap here, guys. I mean, give him 7 years playing left tackle for Mahomes. I think he'll be top. I think he'll be number 1 or top 5 by that point. So.
Yeah, man, he's just gonna get better, man. He's just gonna get better. That's the way I look at it. Like when I started seeing his progression during the season, I was like, okay. At first, I was watching, like, ooh, he's struggling a little bit. It's but that's the transition. It's gonna take some time. Going from right to left, and you're gonna have those growing pains.
Offense too, totally different offense.
Totally different offense. Growing pains, like this is more of a run. You got Lamar back there, and you got they run the football. Yeah. But now. I think he understands what his role, what they were going to do with him in this offense. I mean, I think he'd be ready. Yeah,
I think so too. So hopefully Veach and Orlando Brown get that thing done by July 15th, 2 days.
Yeah.
So, hopefully.
Yeah.
All right, that does it for us. Thanks for tuning in to Chief Concerns presented by BetOnline. We'll see you guys next week as we hopefully get this Orlando Brown deal done, and we can talk about that. Or if not, the disaster, we can talk about the aftermath of what this means for the Chiefs. But we'll see you guys next week. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get podcasts.